two of the greatest players in football history. One last World Cup, and the universe keeps playing games with them. Messi and Ronaldo have combined for nearly 50 World Cup appearances. They've played in the same era, broken the same records, and been compared every single day for 20 years. And yet, they have never, ever played against each other at a World Cup. Not once. And in 2026, even with 48 teams, 3 host nations, and 104 matches, it's still not guaranteed. Here's the wild part. It's not luck, it's math. It's the bracket. And once you understand how it's built, you'll realize the only stage big enough for Messi versus Ronaldo might be the very last game of the tournament. Let me break it down. So here's the setup. Messi, Ronaldo. 2 absolute freaks of nature. Both have played at 5 World Cups. Between them, 5 Ballon d'Or wins for Messi, 5 for Ronaldo. Hundreds of goals, decades of dominance. But ask yourself, have you ever seen them face each other at a World Cup? No, because it has never happened. At club level, dozens of times. El Clasico turned into basically a personal duel. But for their countries, Argentina and Portugal have never met at a World Cup. Not in the group stage, not in the knockouts, never. And 2026 is being hyped as the last chance. Messi turns 39 during the tournament. Ronaldo is already 41. This is genuinely it. So why is it so hard to make this happen? Let's talk about what 2026 actually looks like, because it is massive. For the first time ever, 48 teams are playing. That's up from 32. The tournament spans 3 countries, the US, Canada, and Mexico. There are 16 stadiums, 104 matches, and a completely new format. In theory, more teams means more chances for dream matchups, more paths through the bracket, more opportunity. In practice, the bracket has rules, and those rules are why Messi and Ronaldo might still miss each other. Here's the new setup. 12 groups of 4 teams. The top 2 from every group go through automatically, and the 8 best third-place finishers also advance. So 32 teams make it to the round of 32, which is a new round that didn't exist before. That's 4 rounds of knockout football before you even get to the semifinals. 8 matches to win the thing. This sounds simple? It isn't. All right, here's where it gets interesting. Argentina, Messi's team, is in Group J, and it's a comfortable group on paper. They've got Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. Argentina is the defending champion. They're expected to top that group. Portugal, Ronaldo's team, is in Group K. They've got Uzbekistan, Colombia, and DR Congo. Again, a manageable group. Portugal should win it. Now here's the key question. When Argentina and Portugal both win their groups, where does the bracket put them? On the same side. Same half, same bracket path. Which means if both teams keep winning, they'd collide in the quarterfinals. Not the final, the quarterfinal. A dream matchup, and it's scheduled 4 rounds before the trophy. Think of the World Cup bracket like a tournament tree. You start at the bottom branches, you work your way up, and the final is the trunk at the very top. But the thing is, 2 teams on the same side of the tree can never meet in the final. They'll run into each other earlier, and then only one of them climbs higher. This is the bracket's cool design. FIFA doesn't randomly reseed teams at each round. Your path is set from the moment the groups are drawn. If you're on the left side, you can only face right side teams in the final. So when Argentina landed in Group J and Portugal landed in Group K, right next to each other, both on the same side of the bracket, that was the moment the final became impossible, unless one of them falls apart early. Here's the math. If Argentina wins Group J and Portugal wins Group K, they meet in the quarterfinal. One goes out, the other goes to the semis. For them to meet in the final, one of them would have to finish 2nd or 3rd in their group and take a completely different path through the bracket. And even then, it gets complicated fast. Let's actually map this out. For Messi and Ronaldo to meet in the final, one scenario works cleanly. One wins their group, the other loses their group and takes a completely different bracket path. And somehow they both grind through to the very last game. That's a long shot, Because finishing second in your group means you face a group winner in the next round, which is immediately harder. You're fighting uphill from round one. The more realistic path? They meet in the quarterfinal. Argentina versus Portugal. Messi versus Ronaldo. And honestly, that's still one of the most electric matchups in football history. But it's not the final. It's not the ultimate stage. One of them goes home in the quarterfinal, which means for the first time in their careers, one of them loses a World Cup clash against the other, with the whole world watching. That's actually kind of a bigger deal than a final, if you think about it. Quick history check. Argentina and Portugal at the World Cup. How many times have they played? 0. In the entire history of the World Cup, these two nations have never shared a group, never crossed paths in the knockouts. The tournament has somehow kept them apart for decades. 2022 in Qatar, Argentina won the whole thing. Portugal got knocked out in the quarterfinals by Morocco. Completely different sides of the bracket. 2018, Argentina crashed out in the round of 16. Portugal also knocked out in the round of 16. Different matchups, different days, same humiliation. 2014, Argentina reached the final. Portugal went home early in the group stage. Not even close. The tournament has been separating them for 20 years. And now, in 2026, when everything should finally align, the bracket put them on the same side again. Football's sense of humor is ruthless. Let's be real for a second. For Messi and Ronaldo to meet in the World Cup final, this is what needs to happen. Argentina wins Group J, then wins the round of 32, then wins the round of 16, then wins the quarterfinal, then wins the semifinal. That's 5 wins in a row, including beating Portugal somewhere along the way. Wait, no. If they're on the same bracket side, they can't both make the final. That's the whole point. So for them to meet in the final, and only in the final, one of them needs to be on the other side of the bracket entirely, which means one of them underperforms in the group stage, finishes as a third-place team, and takes one of the wildcard spots in the round of 32. That's the only realistic path to the final. One of the 2 greatest players of all time has to stumble through the group stage. In theory, it could happen. Football is unpredictable. In practice, the people betting on this tournament think they meet in the quarterfinal. That's the likeliest scenario. Same side, same path, collision in round 5. Here's the thing people keep missing in all the bracket talk. This isn't just about football tactics or tournament math. This is about time. Messi is 38 going on 39. Ronaldo is 41. These guys aren't coming back. This World Cup, right now, in the summer of 2026, is almost certainly the last time either of them pulls on their national shirt in the biggest tournament in the world. And after 20 years of being compared, debated, celebrated, and argued about, they might finally share a pitch at a World Cup. In the quarterfinal of all places. The stage might not be the final, but the moment is the biggest in football. If they meet in that quarterfinal and one of them walks off the pitch for the last time, that's not a lesser moment. That's history. That's the kind of thing your grandkids will ask you about. So here's where we land. We started with this. 2 legends, 1 last World Cup, and the universe keeping them apart. And the answer comes down to one thing. The bracket. Argentina and Portugal on the same side, same path. A quarterfinal collision that is as likely as it is heartbreaking, because only one survives. And the final, the ultimate stage the world wanted, is almost mathematically off the table. The core idea, the 2026 World Cup bracket is set up to give us Messi versus Ronaldo, just not in the game that writes the storybook ending everyone imagined. And honestly, that's football. It doesn't care about your narrative. So here's the question I want to leave you with. If they do meet in the quarterfinal, and Ronaldo ends Messi's tournament, Or Messi sends Ronaldo home for the last time. Which result is more devastating? And which one do you secretly want to see? Think about that. And if you want more breakdowns like this, how tournament brackets actually decide who gets to be a legend, hit subscribe. We do this every week. New video dropping soon.